Dive in. I've got these things too.
There you go.
Dive in.
Okay, looking, working away. Sorry. Back. When you come to here, Herman.
Yeah.
Do you know if you could come down? Okay, if you just work around there a little bit. Yeah.
Say go, that's what I understand. Right?
Okay. If you just work and then we'll say go. Go. Cut, mate. That was right. Yeah, okay.
What?
Yep, that right. In on the smoke through. Good hit now. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, that's lovely. Okay, whenever you're ready. Bit of shadow there. Okay, when you're ready. Can we just try it again? And just so that we see this end kind of. Sorry, mate, can I just say? Okay, when you're ready now.
Okay, wait a minute. Try and smile, please. How's that? Okay, wait a minute. Obviously no movie star. Come on.
When you're ready.
Okay, how precise do you have to be when you're making something like this?
Very precise, because there's such a large number of parts. Any area you have accumulates through. We've got 44 parts in each section, and so any area you have, if it's on an angle, it's 88 times as bad, and if it's just in dimensions, it's 44 times as bad.
Well, any part of a millimeter, 42 times makes quite a
44.
Have you had any occurrences where that's happened in the construction of this?
not on this.
No.
No, if we had to.
We ran samples.
Well, we did make samples, true enough, but the samples we had there and on it had to be on the spot.
What's it like working with jarrah? Is it a good
Hard.
material?
Hard, very hard. It's a hard timber, one of the hardest hardwoods that we normally use in our trade.
And do you do it all by hand?
Not all, say after machining, then comes the handwork, the finishing off, of course, is all handwork. As I have shown you with the scraper work and so on, plain, that's the finishing off, and that's the hardest part of it.
What's it like constructing a war memorial like this? How do you feel participating in the construction of it?
It's pretty special, you know, being involved with a national institution.
Right,
Like that.
in other words.
We've done some work, you know,
Some
for other
work.
government buildings and so forth. There's something special when you go past with your wife and say, oh, I mean that. You know, I had something to do with that. You know, it does make you feel good.
when it first came to you, the commission to do this, what did you think of the concept?
Well, it's really hard to judge from a drawing what it's likely to look like in the end effect. But having been to the site in between times, I think it's going to be something really good, something special. I couldn't really make out from the drawing, even though I could work out the dimensions and the parts and everything, I couldn't get the picture of what it was going to look like, how it was going to feel to look at it type of thing.
Why do you think you were chosen to do this particular task?
This is a hard question to answer. I was surprised to find a tender form in my mailbox one morning. And from there on, well, naturally, one of the first I had my hesitations, a lot of work involved in a short time, but it is a challenge. So, well, after a bit of a conference, we said, yes, we go for it. And later finding out, we know the foreman on the building site might have perhaps been a recommendation from him, I don't know.
So you work very closely with the other workmen involved?
Yes, some of them I know for 25 years.
Yeah, well, you have to, whenever there's a group of people working together, you have to match in as well as you can. We haven't sort of seen them every day, but you do keep some contact up, you know. How about, what do you think of this? And, you know, you come up against some little challenge, some little difficulty you didn't count on. How about we try that? And we had a bit of fun with the mounting of the panels.
That was a problem, yes, for starters. So, like originally they had in mind drilling metal fitting into the existing concrete column, which when it is that high, that slender and slim, so hard to do. So I tried to overcome that, and we have done so by putting pipes through the column where we can mount our bolts and the rest of the fittings on it.
Can we just talk about
The curve, yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah. How did you actually construct this curve?
The curve involves a lot of geometry. You get a drawing that specifies, well, this radius and that size, but it's very, very difficult to work out the geometry of all the segments that make up each arc. It's made up of 4 arcs, 2 small radiuses of 155 millimetres and 2 larger ones of 1200 mil. And the angle is very fine on the flatter arc, the 120 mil, 1200 mil radius. It's 0.76 of 1 degree angle on there. You can hardly see it if you look at the end of the piece. On the other ones, it's quite a bit more. I can't remember exactly. I think it's about 11 degrees on the angles at the edges. We have to be very careful when we make these parts. Like I said, the errors accumulate there.
And it is also one thing from knowing what the angle is to be to actually setting up the machine to that precision, not to have an error. A tenth of a degree error would throw the whole curve out of all proportion. Even one part only would spoil the whole shape. After, we tried some dummy pieces, but we succeeded almost first on. And when we,
How do you feel about this piece? Are you attached emotionally to it?
definitely.
Yeah, you do.
Definitely. When something like that comes up, heart, soul, and the whole body is in it. It is a special place. And, this is not just a piece of furniture that stands in the corner somewhere. This is a monument.
Yeah.
It means something to us too.
I don't know how many million people are going to walk past this. Say, well, they'll either like it or dislike it or don't notice it. But one would hope that the majority of people going past it think that it's good or even excited about. If you look at the dome area, I suppose you shot that area. The void that they've got with the mosaics around it, it's a really special area just to walk in there. There's a real atmosphere that you can't really describe it. But all the tile work and so forth they've done, I don't know what the other pillars are going to look like when they're completed.
But what we have seen,
It looks like
it's going to be something.
Okay.
That's great.
That's great. Thanks.
That last bit was terrific.
Herman, what sort of emotions do you feel towards this piece?
Well, very, very deeply. It's heart and soul and body is in it. It's not every day that one has got a chance to come into a project like this, and a place like this, one almost feels as doing something, cannot find the words for it. It's not just like a piece of furniture that's changed in a corner somewhere. This is something, I'm lost for words.
Monumental.
Monumental. Didn't want to use the word monumental.
Your other piece about where
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's interesting about that space, because you're filling that space now.
Yeah.
That's a space that
There
has been
was always a void,
unsafe
yeah.
space.
Yeah.
So what's it like to be filling it? How do you feel about that?
Well, it's pretty good. If you've ever walked into I suppose you would have by now, the mosaics and so forth that are done on all the walls. I've been in there, probably the first time was about 15 years ago, and the dome area that took me then was quite a special place. The atmosphere of it when you walk in, you can't describe it. As quite exciting to be contributing to that, putting this tower in. I don't know what the rest is going to look like, but I imagine they'll all fit the part, and it's really good to be involved with something like that.
Okay. Great.
When I say out, just take it away.
Mhm.
Okay, thanks. When you're ready, put it in. Okay, just go in again. And we'll take it all out. Sorry, mate, take it right out. Yeah.
Mhm.
In again. And right out.
You ready? Okay. So,
Now, is it possible to flip that piece onto this now,
Yes.
without the centrepiece in position?
what we can do,
Yeah.
well, let's see if we are putting it together. That's it. Got it.
Do you think you can do it again?
I don't want to. So this stop me.
So when you're ready. As though you're just lifting it up. Hang on. It's just as though you're still carrying it across.
Okay.
So it's as though start over that way. And just pretend you're carrying the thing across.
So my hands.
You don't worry about
We're
it.
only cropping below that, so we're not seeing that.
It's just that.
And then
grunt and a groan.
carrying grunt and a groan, and I look to the side to see if it's lined up.
Okay.
When you're ready.
Don't talk, just grunt and groan.
And you're really doing it. Okay, when you're ready.
You see my release too.
Yeah.
Does the text come up at all on the camera? Or
No,
is it blurred? Does the diagram come up?
the diagram's perfect, mate.
Okay.
Standing by.
Righto.
When you're ready, press away. Back to the numbers again. One more time. Understood.